Welcome to the Chicken Bone News Network, where you hear all the breaking news first, all the way from Key West, Florida to Honolulu, Hawaii, all the states in between. Well, yesterday I picked Pearl up and we went on a James Brown tour. Yes, we did. And, buddy, I'm going to tell you what, we had the best time ever. By the time we finished up that tour, everybody that was on that bus, and it was a short bus, so that kind of made it special, a short bus. But by the time that bus ride was over, that tour was over, it seemed like all of us in that bus, had been friends for years and years. I mean, we all got along so good, and it didn't end right then. Uh, when we was getting out of the bus, now Pearl's got a bad habit about doing this. I go pick Pearl up and we'll go somewhere, and I'll get back home, and or sometimes I won't even make it back home, and Pearl will call. She'll say, "Skip, I done left the keys in the van. Will you come back and bring me my keys?" And I turn around, have to take them doggone keys back. She's bad about losing her keys, and the funny thing about it, not queer funny, but ha ha funny, is she's got two door keys, but they're both on the same key ring. Now, how much sense does that make? Lord have mercy. So anyhow, when we are getting off the bus, we say bye to everyone. Got a picture of Pearl and James Brown's granddaughter, the tour guide, and she did an awesome job. And we get in the van and we leave, and it ain't but about 10 minutes down the road, I guess. Pearl said, Lord, where's my keys at? Where's my keys? And we're looking for her keys, and she hadn't got out nowhere but for the bus ride. And then when we left, we stopped by the liquor store and got a little pint of liquor to drink on. And I said, well, they got to be either on the bus or at the liquor store. So we stopped by the liquor store. They wasn't in there. So we know they had to be in that doggone bus. So we go back to the where it took place at, where it started at, and the buses had done gone. I mean, they had gone. I mean, they were through for the day. So I tell Pearl, go on in the museum and tell them what happened. Well, she did, and they didn't know how to get in touch with James, the bus driver, and he was an awesome dude, man. I loved him to death. And so we're trying to figure. We leave there with no answers. So we had to, we called the bus line that was, they were using, and about an hour later, we finally got a hold of James, the bus driver, and he done finished up for the day, and he done gone, was doing his thing. And make a long story short, a few hours later, I thought I was gonna be stuck with Pearl all the rest of the weekend till they opened up Monday, but I didn't. We got a hold of James, and we met him at the. I had some workers working yesterday. We went and picked them up, and stopped by Checkers. We stopped by Checkers to get something to eat, and she got a hold of James, and James met us over there, and brought Pearl her keys. It was a mess yesterday. It was a good mess. It was a hot mess, but a good mess. But my phone don't hold that much footage, and recording footage. So I ran mine full, and Pearl had hers, so I used hers, and I got a good bit of the trip in there. Now, well, I got a lot of it in there, but I'm gonna tell you what: if you ever in Augusta, Georgia, and you want to take that James Brown tour, you would love it. You would love it. I mean, it was fantastic. Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, they took us around and showed us some James Brown sites here in Augusta, and before we got off that bus, before it was all over, it was all. I mean, like I said, felt like we've been friends for a long time. But Pearl, she knows a lot about James Brown. She knew him personally. And James Brown's granddaughter was giving a tour. And between the two of them, we got a lot of good information about James Brown. And we kind of got off the subject a little bit doing the tour bus because I mean it was just like a whole bunch of friends getting together and just riding. We a little bit of Black history was exposed today or yesterday. The recording was yesterday. I'm doing this today, and I mean it was just a good time. We all had a great time. So I got them both together here. And, I ain't too computer savvy. It took me a hot minute to figure out how to get all of it together where I can download it together. But anyhow, I hope y'all enjoy this. It was the James Brown tour. And like I said, I'll put a link in the description how you can schedule if you ever come down to Augusta so you can take that tour. You'll enjoy it. All right, here we go.
I know she's still trying to wait on this last little family, but Miss Wendy is trying to be trained. She ready to go.
Okay, I'll definitely call her.
Can't be late.
So that's
on the
what
way.
we go now. Where you guys from?
Suburb.
Augusta.
9th Street
No
originally.
problem. Okay. We're from Latonia.
Oh, y'all from the Sonia
Yeah.
Church? Okay.
Hey, neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
So y'all from around that area too? Lithonia? Okay.
Wow.
How about y'all? Where y'all from? Miami? All right. Y'all way down there at the bottom of the country.
This is, I can't believe this is. I didn't even know about this. He told me and asked me did I want to come, and I didn't.
Actually been doing this, I want to say, since
I heard
20,
Kiki say it's been about 7 years.
about 2015. We've been doing it this long, and it was a slow start because it still kind of having to get the facts without crying and having to have your story together when you're talking about certain landmarks, and also too we've integrated more landmark things since the past at least 5 years, I'll say. And I was like, wait a minute, last script I read, I ain't see all this. Y'all had some new stuff to it. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. But as you can kind of see within your way, like coming downtown, there are a lot of pictures of him in places. So it's more so as into, I know I'm talking beforehand, but in Soul Bar, that's also on Broad Street as well too, that was dedicated to him. So there are a lot of paintings, pictures,
The murals
all of that.
on that.
Yes, ma'am. They're all in there because that club was dedicated to him. Now people that be in there now, they be needing to social have spirits and wines in there. And it's like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, no, I can't go in there. I'll be honest. The first time I went in there, I was like, hold on. I was like, wait a minute. I ain't trying to be drunk crying in here because I'm seeing pictures of my granddad and I'm having a good time. And I'm like, oh, Lord. I done got emotional. My friend was like, what's wrong? Oh, let's get you up out of here. My bad. I didn't think about it. I was like, you should have thought where we was going.
Right on.
I'm still sensitive to all this type of stuff. That was kind of like within the first 4 years of his passing. I was like, oh, y'all set me up. I got to go home. I was like, let me just step outside because I'm crying. Yeah, I was like, I ain't even fully drunk yet. Y'all could have told me that it was.
I didn't know that, Doc. No, I'm gonna have to go. I never knew that.
And it's literally like how you spoke about New York. So how it's set up, it's kind of like you're walking into a unknown club because it has all these postings on the outside. But when you go in, it's all these pictures on the side.
the 10 on my watch. Okay. How y'all doing?
Hey.
I'm Kiki. I'm the tour guide, but my guest tour guide is just as wonderful. I want to do a call out real quick. The Lindsay family. Lindsay's y'all here.
Yeah.
The McHenrys.
Henry's or Henry?
I'm sorry, I'm not Henry. The Henrys.
Oh.
And then Mr. Joseph.
Right here.
Is there anybody that I did not call?
The wind gonna leave?
Yeah.
All right.
As I was stating, it's how you walk into it. It's of course it's dark, but it's kind of like a small setting stage here, and you walk down this long hallway. I was like, y'all done set me up. All these pictures in here, like literally a whole wall on this side. Other stuff out here. You have other rock and roll soul people that's kind of like pictures.
Is that all the way up Broad Street?
No, it's so you're at Broad Street a little bit. That's not your mama's.
Okay.
So 10th and Broad if you're coming up, it's the left hand side. If you're coming down, it's gonna be on the right hand side.
Somebody that got left.
Hey, you got to be on time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We
If you
got
early,
past
you
time.
on time. If you're on time, you're late.
That's it.
That's in your information.
It is.
About being on time. Or you
I called Pearl at 8:45 this morning. Got her to get up and get dressed.
He still has to wait an extra 5 minutes.
Some people you have to call in advance like, hey, look, I'm coming to get you.
But he
at
knew to do
9:30.
that.
I know what to
But
do.
9:30 really mean, hey, no, yes, for those people. For those people.
Is that them coming now, turning in?
Has anyone ever been to a concert?
Wait, James Brown concert or concert?
James Brown concert.
We used to see him at the Lennox. Me and James was just talking about that.
You got your own little stories. You gonna be TV in there too. But what I can actually say, I was blessed to experience at least twice seeing his shows. I'm just thinking, this that granddad. He just, he doing what he do.
Mr. Dynamite.
But I was like, this really take work.
Okay.
You got. I literally seen the whole setup doing practice rehearsals.
He was strict with that practice. Okay.
Oh, like in
The movie.
not even in the movie. What's love got to do with it? Fine. If you think you can fine. Yes. He was like that too. He was there. Like it was funny to me, but these people really was not think shit because they didn't want to be on time.
Yeah. You're gonna record this whole thing.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an experience to record. Now our first place that we're coming up on.
Third
Not coming
word.
up on, but it's gonna be a little, down the way. But
Third word.
this is our good friend, the late Mr. Charlie Reed. He was one of my granddad's close friends growing up.
Charlie who? Charlie Reed. Okay.
And it's called C.A. Reed Memorial. It's a funeral home business.
But it
And
used to be the club.
Over the cross,
Yeah.
My bad.
across,
you wanna tell it? You wanna tell it?
across from the cool spot, ain't it?
It's up from it.
Up down below the cool spot.
It's up the street.
Okay.
The pool spot is on down towards East Boundary.
Yeah.
The funeral home is more so going towards South Carolina way. Now, Mr. Reed is actually the person who prepared him for the funerals. He's the one that kind of picked the body up from Atlanta, brought him here. Yes, I was the first person to see him when he got here. I was like, I got to go. I gotta see. Because for me, I'm like, y'all gonna
That's the only thing give it to you.
Because I don't say how, but the weekend that he passed, it was literally the toy giveaway a few days earlier. Now we all know, we kind of we've seen, your family know when they gonna go. They start talking to you a little different. And they give you those small little talks as into, baby, this is. I done fought, or I done did what I'm supposed to do. Now my time has come. I'll never forget how, as we were leaving, it was raining. And the last words he said to me was, "We'll never say goodbye like this." So I'm like, hold on. Something ain't right. You know something I don't know. Because his last words were, "Remember, Granny always loves you." And he just got a limo. I'm like, okay, so we gonna see you. We gonna see you in a few days. We coming up to the house. What you mean? Remember, Granny always love you. 12 o'clock on the news, CNN. Come across the screen. I'm like,
Yeah,
I ain't read what I read.
Mm.
And my grandma done popped up, because of course I done screamed in the house and all this type of stuff. But Mr. Reed, he's the one that actually got the 24-karat casket and was able to actually transport him from Augusta to New York, because they also had a funeral at the Apollo. He was too heavy in his casket, so he actually had his limo driver, Mr. Morale, who I've known my whole life. He see, glad I got good balance. He's trying to take me
So
out.
you don't want me to move that right there? I'll move it when we get down here.
Glad you got that
It could
kung
go
fu
right
grip.
here. It could go right here, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep, yeah, I can put it back in the belt.
You trying to keep up with Miss
Windy.
Speedy Windy?
Yeah, the window.
She be acting like,
She can put it in there.
I know. But as I was saying, Mr. Morale, he drove all the way up to New York with the casket and drove back for them to have the last funeral.
They didn't
at-
fly in?
The casket was too heavy.
Mm.
Casket was just that heavy.
Wasn't gold plated, it was gold, wasn't it?
We wasn't playing
Yeah.
24 carats.
That's what I'm talking about.
24 carats was he was really in that casket, and I
Yeah.
think being that Michael Jackson was such a huge fan, that's why he did the same for his funeral as well too. His family did that as well too.
Right.
And also when I want to say coming here, they gave Michael Jackson a private viewing for
We
him
stayed
to
there all
actually.
night.
I think so. He
did.
had his own private viewing of, being able to see my grandfather and, do all that before coming to the funeral at the now James Arena.
That's the cool spot right over there. Yeah. I frequent them quite often over there. Yeah.
Are we past the cool spot?
Yep, that's back there.
Look
That's
at-
his spot.
Lick,
His spot.
Okay.
that's the liquor store.
Oh.
It's not. It's not like it. It's not like it used to be.
The cool spot, yeah. Everybody knows where the cool spot is.
I remember a judge saying. I remember Judge Fleming said, "You can buy anything you want at the cool spot."
There's a lot of when you're elderly people live.
Oh, really? You still over here? Okay.
These kind of people, they've been here since.
Forever.
Yeah, when they first started building the houses up, they bought it, they stayed. This is Mr. C.A. Reed Memorial.
Okay.
He also actually, I said not this year, but he prepared my aunt's funeral as well too. The daughter that passed in 2018,
Okay.
But now,
Venetia.
that.
He had her body as well too.
How many children did James have?
9.
She said it so calm. 9. That's a lot.
I only grew up knowing 6.
6. Okay.
But after coming out, of course, how the social media has played. I think. Well, maybe not.
No, I'm from with you.
How social media has played after his passing, more people came forward with DNA tests and all that type of stuff. Now, be honest. Yes, he knew about these people. He knew. We just gonna be real. You know how when some people ask you for money and ask you for a real relationship. These people came forward after he passed. So,
Now,
yeah.
now we got all these
Let's hold it. It's not there, but there's gonna be a funeral. Get ready to line up and come back. Let's hold up. Okay. Sorry about that.
No, I'm just moving this.
Oh, I thought you were getting ready to get off.
No, no.
I thought you was about to drop me off at the funeral home.
I can't.
Lord,
I
of
can
mer-
keep up with you.
Lord of mercy.
You got to be unconscious to go in here. We
Yeah.
can't drop you off in here.
Yeah, I know
We
it.
can't drop you off.
I didn't know if he knew that though.
We can't drop you off without a toe tag. You got to have toe tag to go in here.
Now we got it.
We stop at a smooth spot.
Cool
That's
spot.
what
Yeah.
he's trying to stop it. That's what he want us to
Oh, he
do.
said, when I said smooth, it's cool.
He said it's
Cool
smooth
spot.
spot.
Yeah.
Mr. Reed actually just passed within the last year. He just passed last year, so his son is now running the business, and he had been doing along with his dad for so many years, so he's well into taking over because he had him under him the whole time. But to answer your question, there are 9 kids, but everybody is scattered.
No number is
Scattered.
here.
Like, no, they're not
Because he
close
was
at
all he was all over the world. That's why.
Okay. 3 are dead. Deanna lives the closest. Yama, she lives in Savannah. Jeanette, she is from Florida, but she moved to Atlanta. Then Nicole, Cinnamon, whoever she want to be, she's in Canada.
Whoever she wants to be.
'Cause you know how people go and have these alter egos and they tell you one name but you go by something else. Next time they introduce themselves. So it's like, it's like, hey.
I had a sister like that. They were called aliases, depending on what state she was in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's alter ego, your alias. It's like, hey, if you on the run, kind of let us know. So we don't say the wrong name around the right people.
Yep.
Just tell us. Then he has a son, Michael, is in California, and my uncle Terry is in Toccoa, Georgia. And Toccoa is where my
North
grandfather
Georgia.
Teddy is buried. And Teddy and Larry, no, Teddy and Terry are brothers. Deanna and Yama share the same mom. Venetia, Peaches, and Teddy are the 3 kids that have passed. Peaches lived in Texas. She was in Houston. She came up like maybe 2 times, but you know how things go in families as to where you the secret.
on their equal share.
That's just how things go. Now, I will be honest. Riding along these roads, my granddaddy acted like he was a regular person. Last minute. This used to be a bank, and behind it was the actual nightclub.
And James, remember that line used to leave the theater and come around that corner. We was going in the theater with RC Cola caps.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't pay money to go in. You gave them your caps.
I used to ride the bicycle.
I see along up in here is no longer here. I know he used to be. It was a restaurant along this area called a Tasty Shop.
Yep.
He used to be in there too. Cause I went to this same school he went to, Floyd. Silas X
Which
Floyd.
is now the Head Start building.
Yeah.
You can originally see the name Floyd Casey is still on the building. We're gonna stop going here in 7th grade.
Oh, I want to get a picture of that still.
I
But
get it.
also too, this is the location from. If you have time, go to YouTube. The video "Move On," well, not the video, yeah, the music video "Move On." It's shot right within this area. You got clips here, and from 9th and Broad back that, well, not 9th and Broad, but James Brown Boulevard back that way. You'll see the water fountain.
Dead messing with
That was
you.
all
Because
that
you
night.
lied.
That's the
Get that. I need a picture of that. Get it
Oh,
with
this
your
is one
phone.
of
Yes,
the,
ma'am.
remember the scavenger hunt thing I was telling you about? This is one of the QR codes.
Oh, yeah.
Take a picture with
Make
your
sure you
phone
take
of that.
pictures.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. There it is.
Okay, cool. I got
I didn't know that was
No,
on
we
there.
good.
They too hot. It's too hot.
It is, well, they was only 88, but it's still warm in there.
It's the sun, Blaze.
He's talking about the 127. You see that 921 down there under that thing on the ground there?
Oh, you trying to pick it? You trying to pick? Pearl's over here picking lottery numbers.
Hey, you have to do that. When you see lucky numbers, you gotta take them down.
What's that 921 about?
Yeah.
What's the 921 on that?
That's the address, 921 Florence.
We're still within James Brown
I used
Boulevard.
to, like I say, this boy used to live right along in here. That they used to keep. I used to beat him up and take his lunch when he brought it.
See, you a bully. That's why you asked me about the police.
I know she's a bully. I know her for years.
His mom looked like she made the best bologna sandwiches.
You wanted that sandwich?
Yeah, it had lots of mayonnaise on it. This was the this is the church I was baptized at when Reverend Washington was there. Crawford Baptist Church. Oh, this is straight good. Oh, it is? That look like Diane just went walking the streets.
Might have been. Might have been Diane.
Hey. Oh, Larry. Larry don't move. That used to be the liquor house. Larry don't move because ain't no chairs or nothing over there.
Tabernacle Baptist Church. And then we're going to go by this lady. I'm by the museum. Then we're going to go down by
See, they be going around in the wrong circles for them.
It's tight. Gotta be able to drive.
It's like we going around circles. So far, does anyone have any questions?
No, I hope not.
I have a John Brown.
The CT Walker building.
Oh, no, it's Black Dentist Office, first order, Black Bank. And then you know the building.
What you talking about?
I'm
Black
local, I
blunt.
was raised up in the street.
What black dentist you got talking about? Black blunt.
Pilgrim Health, the upholstery shop, Captain.
Sir, no, so those are actual duplexes. Yes, sir.
I'm like, who that man be? Who that? Who that?
Standing there like he belongs
Right
there.
now on Lady Walker Boulevard.
Yeah.
This is the actual historical boulevard just for black people. She's one of the first black high schools in Augusta between her and Josie. Her landmark is so historic because she's buried
At the school.
in the school. You will see this
She's buried in the school.
at the school.
James, I bet you done passed that house. We ain't said nothing about John Strawberry, that house back there with Jeff That ain't on the tour. I'm just throwing that out there at you because I know you know.
So this is actually where the museum is, where he has an exhibit in here too.
That's where Miss Lane is buried.
Miss Lane is buried over here on this side.
This
Miss
school
Lane,
was
this is
built
the
for
first
her.
Black historic high school that was in Augusta.
Okay.
And she's buried right up
Right there.
right here where you see the stones.
And what's this over here? You said that was something?
This is Laney's
A
museum
part-
that's
uh-huh.
connected to it.
Okay.
Miss Lucy Laney was born in a free African American family in 1873. She was a leading educator in the 19th century. She established her first kindergarten for African American children in Augusta. She founded Haynes Normal and Industrial Institute for her currently the Lucy Fairlane Comprehensive High School. Go Wildcats. There's a James Wright exhibit in the museum. We encourage you to take some time to visit the museum as well. So, like I stated earlier, there are all small, intricate exhibits of everywhere that's landmarking in Augusta. They somewhat always tie him in some museum.
And down there at night, oh, never mind.
And they got the band that won't wait and pride like you don't want to know. Love it.
Is this school still open?
Yes, ma'am.
Lord.
They still. They actually used to work here.
You used to work at Lane?
Yes, ma'am. So that's Kiki.
They got pride.
I worked in there too, but I was in the cafeteria. I couldn't get along with the manager of the kitchen. we couldn't do it.
Lucy Craft Laney.
That's all of that is what you just read. All of that say what you just read.
Which also what they don't kind of like.
James, give me 1 moment. Okay, we're good.
What they also don't tell you is
Oh, you
she
want to give me back?
actually,
She got it. Yeah, she got
Okay.
it.
what Miss Laney also did too
Which one?
was
The Ebony Legacy here?
Second child already
So
there.
you got that? Get the one on the pole right hand to your right.
Mary May.
See the Ebony Legacy? You get that for us?
Let's see. Oh, Skip, get my phone.
I'm getting it. I got it. Let me have this a little bit.
what she also actually helped do was with A.R. Johnson across the street. That was where the medical students were. When they started to study medicine and all that, that's why they have the magnet school across the street.
Mr. Denton is Algernon. Victor Alger. I just saw that. Let's see it now. I always knew, never knew what the A stood for.
And the bypass churches now?
I'm gonna go down and come down by this one down there. Walk through and take a nice car.
I can't wait to
Come
get
down
to.
off James Brown Boulevard, take the other side. That church, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I want to see it.
I
They
get
are-
it.
Where's North Dakota?
It's up here on 9th Street.
Yeah.
That was Leon Austin their spot. That where your granddaddy used to hang off in there. And on this side, right behind church, is
That's
where he
A.R.
used to
Johnson
get.
right there.
Is where he used to get his hair done. Leon Austin that taught him to do the piano is the one that did his hair.
I mean, play your piano. And
Well, you know, when it got in the shade, that sun must have started getting turned. The man that was standing there on the
And then
remember the Paramount used to be back there.
No, the Paramount was across from the courthouse. No, the Paramount was back there with the best sausage dog in the world. That's right, and the record shop was the record thing was across the street. Oh, they had the best. You know what I thought when you said that? I was thinking about the Delmont.
Okay.
They had the pay. And Club de Soda was right there in front of where the thing at. And right here where it's clear at is where he used to get his hair done. Leon Austin had a barber shop right here. And this empty lot that's coming up, it should have been the place that James Brown Museum should have actually been at. Okay, I'm sorry.
And you're saying right here?
Yeah, right there. It was a black theater that sat right here, and they tore it down. That part, it was huge with the big lights. And we thought it was the most glamorous thing you ever seen. That's where it should have been, right there.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I'm embarrassing you.
Nah, you ain't embarrassing me.
He said it loud enough. He let everybody know.
No, you ain't embarrassing me, Pearl. You just keep right on having a good time. No, it's all good, Pearl. I know you just gonna get excited when we got on the bus.
I did.
Well, I did. I knew you would. Cause I know.
It's not there anymore.
I know how much you knew of James and a lot of this, and I knew you'd get a kick out of it, Pearl. I'm sure we're enjoying it.
Is that MLK Boulevard here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, you know, I thought they'd be switching for James Brown. That's why I asked.
So literally.
Okay, they talk
going
about this
straight
place
there
here.
on James Brown
They had a
Boulevard,
giveaway
right
here
there
too.
turns to Montgomery Boulevard.
I know it's off subject, but is that swimming pool a year or two back where that little kid got electrocuted?
No.
You remember the little kid got electrocuted?
Where
You got a good enough memory for a couple of years. Now, I'm
Lumpkin Road.
Lumpkin Road.
Yeah, about Butler, that park out
I
there.
was thinking,
Actually, right
okay.
here, what this is
I knew
James
that.
Bar.
I did a little
This
bit
is
of
the
that.
former site of the James Brown Turkey giveaway. So this is where we started all in 1990 for the first giveaway, and then now it has transitioned to we do the turkey giveaway in May Park, which is somewhat down the street that way. It was founded by Mr. Brown, not just another artist attaching your name to it, and it cost 1970 riot of Augusta happened right here on the corner of James Brown Boulevard and the Yakmack Street. And the Yakmack Street.
It's back.
Right
It's
here.
It's right here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They done tore down the big church. I was trying to get the landmark. Remember Bethel Church was there?
Mr. Brown was asked to speak at the community and urged them to stop the rioting and tearing down their own community. He gave the same message to the masses on national TV in Washington, D.C. after being
And what year was that again? 1970?
1970 riot.
Sure was. March 11th.
So why was the riot in 1970? I'm trying to remember what happened.
Because on the same street, on 9th Street at the jailhouse, they had a 16-year-old boy arrested.
But it is a Chick-fil-A
He
around.
died in the cell. He had cigarette burns all over his body and stuff.
Okay.
And his dad had on an overall tall, straggling looking man. Everybody, he just felt sorry for the kid. He was crying and it just ticked off. They couldn't tell him what happened. 16-year-old boy got killed in the
They
jail.
had mental health issues.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then Chef actually say, we don't have to tell y'all anything. And it just,
Oh, that,
And that
yeah.
good. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
we don't have to tell you.
Okay, this courthouse is the Judge John H. Ruffin Judicial Center. This is two African American listed civil rights figures. The first black member of the Augusta Bar Association and the first black Augusta Superior Court judge and Court of Appeals judge. His name behind this.
And they had to redo it because they didn't made a little old name. They didn't put the names like that. They didn't want it, so they got a bid on the front now. And they had, and James Brown used to shine shoes on that sidewalk right in front of it. It used to be a shoe shine shop right there.
And Ruffin was getting them off so much they had to make him a judge. He was getting them off. He needed to get him on the other side.
James, you remember Mr. Pokey's store right there?
Yeah.
I had too much fun. I know the bus driver know Augusta
You
too.
remember, the Amvet used to be right there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Amvet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. First time I ever went to the club, and the sun came up. My goodness.
Oh, that don't happen to me. That
A
happened.
hole in the wall, yeah.
That happened to me over in Beach Island at Little Bubbles.
Okay.
My bad. When I walked out the door, I felt like a vampire, and I was scared to go home.
Oh, okay.
Oh, stop. Okay, see that? I see you working.
You can slide out.
No, I went to get up. I ain't never had my little butt like that. Ooh, she a baby too. She younger than all my babies. With a master, she a bad girl. My cousin's son did the same. He got his master's. I think Jamie was like 24 when he got his master's.
And she ain't hard on the eyes. That's why I've been recording so much. I done filled my phone up and using pearls now.
Also, for those who are, for you guys that's from Miami, to let you kind of know, Augusta is very big on medical. So we are the #1 trauma center here. So they keep changing the name of the little hospital. Medical College of Georgia is what most of us say.
Yep.
But they now Augusta University, the Georgia Regional, just Medical College of Georgia.
That's what I've always called it, medical college.
Piedmont is university, so they have now taken on the name from Atlanta, Piedmont.
Yeah. It's crazy, ain't it?
I
So
didn't
that's why
even
you
know
kinda
that.
always see a lot of hospital clusters right here because we're the
Yeah.
#1 like medical center for a lot of people to go to their residency to.
Yeah.
That's right, there's 3 sisters there. Got 3 sisters there.
And over
Oh,
here,
they got Piedmont. I live right here. Didn't know they had changed. You knew they had changed the name of the university?
the vascular center, all of that is all within this area. So it's all kind of right here all together. And the VA hospital is right here where the veterans go, and the children's hospital is right across from it.
People don't realize how big.
One children's hospital.
Yeah. They don't realize how much medical stuff is in Augusta, do they? Hospitals and doctors and stuff.
Doctors ain't doctors no more. They just look at you and send you home. They just get paid.
They get paid to write scripts right.
Yeah. Yeah. But they got to look at you. I remember they used to go in the doctor's office, they give you a gown, you had to undress. And I've been going to the same doctor 3 years. I think I got undressed one time.
They're practicing.
That's it. They don't know none of the, from what they do when they examine me. I can do that without going to school for 8 years. I can do that.
We are coming up on SNS Cafeteria.
Yep.
This is another
Place favorite.
place
That he
where
loves.
players go and get some food.
Yeah.
Is he was free to walk in here like he's not doing his brown trying to get out?
I don't know how he could eat without him bothering me.
So
Oh, it's beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. It's to me, it's one of the best restaurants around. Yeah.
You really don't have
But you don't hear people talk about the S&S. That's those people that's been here for a long time. Yeah, that's right. I think there used to be one in Macon, Georgia. We used to go to.
And if you go there, get the crackling cornbread. I'll go there and stop and get the bread and just get the bread and tea.
right.
And that's all I have. The cornbread, eat the cornbread and drink sweet tea. Dang, Skip, that do sound like something.
Sounds good, don't it?
Crackling bread.
Yes, cornbread.
So, that's all I need.
I don't know about no tea, but
No, I can drink something. I can drink me a soda. I got tea at the house.
I'm thinking about a Budweiser. Cornbread Budweiser.
Damn, why I said that. That damn cutting bread jumped right in my mouth when I said that. Peanut slime. How about my daughter-in-law cooked and she sold out of them yesterday? How about my daughter-in-law cooked?
You can go. You can get some pain.
She cooked boiled peanuts. Guess what? Ask me what she boiled them with.
What?
Smoked neck bones.
Really? I bet they were
My
good.
stuff is good.
I bet they were good.
We don't have many food varieties, and I'm a bougie eater. Bougie eater.
Oh, dang.
What is your favorite?
Not like my niece. You eat the rice with the black stuff around it.
Sushi not in.
God.
I would honestly say my favorite restaurant to be here.
Nowhere in Augusta.
You got a
Exactly.
Longhorn, you know, right?
We do. It's
Longhorn is not that.
Yeah.
Chop House. Chop House.
Oh, okay.
Oriental.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Bonaire. The Bonaire.
That's why I told you I'm a bougie eater.
The Bonaire.
The Bonaire is actually, so in the movie Get Up, there was a boxing scene where the black boys were made to fight each other blindfolded with one arm tied around their back for entertainment. Those fights actually happened down the street of the Augusta Country Club. So,
Let her do her tour.
actually,
It is.
look this way.
And we passed the Patrick Jericho, the one across the street. That's where Alabama disc jockey stayed in that back in the day. I visited that place frequently.
Oh, okay. Right now, right to the Augusta. Okay.
That's where they were staying when the church was bouncing.
Yeah.
It's the low income homes for the elderly. So that is where we can kind of our own access side and don't really have much family that's around.
But
They
they-
in the housing. They place their people in there.
But it failed the HUD thing the other week. HUD came through there and failed. That and the Richmond Summit downtown. I'm sorry.
So now we're coming into
Where we used to
old
stay.
money. Old money. You know what I mean when I say money. That's what's all of this.
Somerville. Hey, and Faye.
Yeah, there's a lot
My
of
92-year-old
Love
aunt live
him.
about 3 blocks down. Still live by herself and still cook.
My grandma, she don't live by herself.
She live by herself. Her daughter been asking her to come and stay with her.
They don't never leave that house. My
No.
grandma 98. She
Are you serious?
in her right mind still.
That part, but yeah. And my aunt, she get around by good as that good. She have a little problem, and then I would, at one time they had me take my handful of pills. I took my own stuff out. I took the diabetes and high blood pressure. She take one pill.
This is to the part of you that's in university.
All my life. I tried to live in Atlanta. I couldn't stay up there and move too fast. But get on the bus in Atlanta and the hell is driving where you want to go. Here they'll tell you tell them and they can tell you where to get off. You tell the bus driver that in Atlanta, he look as confused as you are. I couldn't stay up there. Then you get on the bus for a few minutes. They're like, I got on the bus one day in Atlanta, look like I rode 30 minutes before I got to where I was going. I ain't like Atlanta.
Well, I mean, it's no take
That's been 40. It's stuck. A little better than 40. No, actually 45.
You talking, girl?
I ain't saying my oldest is 51 though.
Add 20 to that.
Stop it.
That's what I was trying to ask. I'm kind of like trying to see what range like it.
How old is Uncle Teddy?
My granddaddy said if he was living, he would at least be 70.
Told you. She hung up with Teddy.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You told
That's
on
what we,
yourself
yeah, that's what we
already.
heard earlier. See, it's not.
I did
I
not.
told on
Didn't
yourself.
she say his name?
Yes.
And then when she said you knew my grandmama, then she didn't say a word. Then did she?
No.
But she knew
She was
Teddy.
trying to get them timelines together, see who was doing who.
I know it.
What was going on? I heard all that.
Right.
I
Right.
heard all of that.
Oh, yes, baby.
Is Maceo still?
Oh, yes, that's a good question. And Sinclair? Sinclair been gone.
I think so. I'm not sure.
And Boosie is still here. He came to the celebration. Cause Boosie came to
Okay.
the celebration because in that movie with James Brown said, "What that boy name?"
Right.
So we call Boosie Collins. That's a bad boy.
Yeah.
I was like, who's played for Ready to Pray? It's like,
He did. He did.
Yeah. See, Amanda's cousin. He came in good name. Yep. Yep.
So the house we're coming up soon is going to be on Walton Way. Remember the Christmas theme and Get On Up? That's this house.
Exactly.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that James Brown tour. We had an extra tour guide guest on that tour, Miss Pearl. And I got a picture of Pearl and James's niece, James Brown's niece here. I'm fixing to show y'all. But yeah, if y'all ever get a chance to come down to Augusta and want to take a fun tour, that's the thing to do right there. Yes, it is. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all next time. Pop, pop, pop.
Remarkable. Remarkable. I says remarkable. Remarkable.